What up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be doing a deep dive in the new Fire Genasi that comes from Monsters of the Multiverse. Descended from Efreet, the genies of the elemental plane of fire, Fire Genasi channel the flamboyant and often destructive nature of flame. They show their heritage in their skin tones, which can range from deep charcoal to shades of red and orange. Some bear skin tones common to humanity, but with fiery marks, such as slowly swirling lights under their skin that resemble embers, or glowing red lines tracing over their bodies like cracks. Fire Genasi hair can resemble threads of fire or sooty smoke. As a Fire Genasi, you have the following traits. You're humanoid, you're medium or small, you choose when you select the race. You have a movement speed of 30 feet. You have dark vision up to 60 feet, you have resistance to fire damage, and we have the reach to the blaze feature. We know the produce flame cantrip. Starting at 3rd level, you can cast the burning hand spell with this trait. At 5th level, we also can cast the flame blade spell with this trait without requiring a material component. And once we cast burning hands or flame blade, we can't do so again unless we have a spell slot to do so until we finish a long rest. And then we can choose our spellcasting ability for this when we select the race. Okay, so Fire Genasi. While the produce flame cantrip is not the best, it is good on certain spell lists that lack what it brings. And what it does is it really brings a ranged spell attack. So for bards, instead of doing a d4 of damage, you can be doing a d8, although the 30-foot range is really painful. Clerics, for example, only have saving throw based cantrips, so produce flame can be good for them. Then we have the burning hand spell, which is an okay spell, nothing special. With a lot of these characters, I'm saying, okay, I want to take a spellcaster to be able to cast this multiple times. Burning Hands really isn't one of those spells you really need to be casting often. And Flame Blade falls into the same category, even worse. Man, I want to love Flame Blade. I was really excited to see Flame Blade on this race, because I thought, well, instead of it just being on only Druid now, we can put it on our fighter, and our fighter can have a Flame Blade and go multi-attack with it. But it doesn't work that way. It is a spell that allows you to use your action to do a spell attack. So it's more like inflict wounds. So we don't get multi-attack, we don't get any of those kinds of benefits. So it's going to fall on the wayside really, really hard. I struggle to think of anyone who wants to use Flame Blade at 5th level. If you're a martial, then you have multi-attack. If you're a rogue, this isn't a finesse weapon. If you're a spellcaster, you're probably not wanting to be up close, and if you are, you're probably a cleric who has Spirit Guardians. I really struggled to find where this fits. I was thinking that, if it was given at 3rd level, the niche of in between levels 3 and 4 would be where it shines. As a fighter for levels 3 and 4, you could have this cool fire sword, and then at level 5, you go back to your normal sword with multi-attack. But I'm really having a hard time finding where this timing works for any class anywhere. So if you have some answers to that question, please let me know. I'm really disappointed in Flame Blade. Shadow Blade does the same thing, except you can multi-attack and you get advantage in the dark, so it really makes no sense that it's so bad. And I've really been racking my brain trying to find where it's useful, but I just have not been able to. At the end of the day, our spell list that we get from the Fire Genasi pales in comparison to what the Earth and Air Genasi got. They are so much better than what the Fire Genasi get, so it's really disappointing. Where we do shine is we do have that fire resistance. Fire is a very common monster damage type, so that is pretty solid. We really don't bring much more than that. So unless you're really into the aesthetic, I don't think the spellcasting the Fire Genasi brings enhances very many, if any, characters and what they're doing, which is pretty disappointing. And we can find that fire resistance elsewhere. I am disappointed in the Fire Genasi. I'm sad to say I love Fire Genasis, I love their look, but we can get a lot of what they have just by being a tiefling, except better. So I think they are outshone. Prove me wrong though. I would love to hear how I was completely wrong in this video. Fire Genasi are dope. Let me know in the comments down below. We're D&D Daily, we release new D&D content all the freaking time, so hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one. Later.